What's up, everyone? Opening up New York Sports. I'm your host, Arthur.
My name is Juan, Juan, for those who don't know.
Hey, welcome, man. Listen, opening day was yesterday.
It was beautiful, yes. It was nice. It was nice to see this team come out down 2-0, respond the way they did the following inning, scoring 5 runs. Of course, Onel Cruz had a lot to contribute to that. But listen, at the end of the day, you have to put the ball in play for those things to happen. It's not going to happen with a strikeout, of course not. So you have to put the ball in play. So you know what? I don't really think there's a big deal as far as people complaining, saying that the Mets didn't really do much against what's his name, the pitcher from
Skeens?
yeah, Skeens, because it was the O'Neal Cruz who really messed up the game for him. That's why he was pulled out in the first inning. But I don't agree with that at all. I just think the Mets did a nice job of making him work, taking pitches, and all that stuff. So, of course, O'Neal contributed to that. But you know what? That's baseball. Sometimes you got to get lucky, and the Mets got lucky too.
So hold on. We'll go. So I want to go with a few things there. First, do you agree with Skeens getting pulled out in the first inning?
Well, there was already talk about him only being discussed that he was only throw a certain amount of pitches. I think it was between 70 and 80 pitches. But seeing how he couldn't get out of that first inning because he was getting, of course, O'Neal Cruz, had a lot to do with that. But and the Mets were making him work too. So it wasn't like he was just dominating.
No, listen, I gotta make it work. I saw he was already past 30 pitches in the first inning, but like, what about the psyche that this is your ace? Because listen, for all the accolades he's had, he was a Cy Young last year. He's still a relatively young pitcher. This is his third year. Like, does that do something to your psyche where you pull the game pulled out, not finishing the like? How many aces have you seen that happen where they have a rough first inning? Because I mean, you look at Pittsburgh coming back. They ended up scoring 7 runs. If they would have kept him in it and he locks him down for the next 3-4 innings, Pittsburgh could have won that game yesterday.
That is very true, but I also think that you know what, due to the stuff that happened with his center fielder Cruz, that might have got it to his head. Like, listen, I gotta be extra sharp now because if these guys get a little bloop or a little pop up, this guy might misplay it, which he did against Simeon.
Yeah.
A little bloop,
The blue double.
Yes, he also misplayed that also, and then you can see him. You gotta be kidding me. He also said it Skeens when they showed him on the monitor. He said, "You gotta be kidding me," but he cursed him.
Well, also, how are you not wearing sunglasses out there? It was bright. The sun was bright.
And that was his first game playing center field too.
Well, and that's my thing also with Pittsburgh because like you also kind of put him to fail. Listen, O'Neal Cruz is a great athlete. The guy has a rocket of an arm. Like he almost threw out Lindor on that hit from Soto.
Yes, very close.
But that said, why do you put him in center field? Why not put him in the corner at least? Let him get acclimated because
well, like you said though, he's an athlete, so he figured you know what, he can make the transition from the infield to center field. But listen, it's not easy playing in Citi Field with that sun too. Mm-hmm. So listen, he should have worn sunglasses, but thankfully that he didn't.
But look, I mean, you look at Beatty with that huge check. Because what I loved, it was not even Cruz misplays that ball, but you look at runners on first and third, 0-2 count, Bo Bichette sac fly to right field, gets the run in.
After 13 pitches.
But what's crazy is like I remember last year where the Mets struggled mightily with a runner on third and less than 2 outs, strikeout, right? Or hit it right to someone where they can't advance it. Instead, he hits a sac fly. Even Beatty, because even that, listen, is misplayed. If it doesn't, it's still scoring a run because it would have been a sac fly to center, and there you go, tie game. So like, I love seeing. It was like National League, old school National League baseball, where it's just situational hitting. The first 9 runs without a home run.
Yes.
And then, of course,
Mr. Bench.
Carson Bench, man.
Mr. Bench. That was a nice hit. First pitch he saw, I think it was a slider. He got his pitch. He didn't miss. And listen, it was nice, his reaction after he rounded first base. And then it was nice to see the players, because normally when they hit a home run for the rookie for his first home run in Major League Baseball, they just like ignore him. They all celebrated with him and all that stuff. So that was pretty cool.
But my wife was like, "How come they're not ignoring him?" I was like, "Listen, well, you know what's crazy? So me and my wife went to the game, and we actually got there early, and we were actually in the store, and all of a sudden, it must have been like a group of like 20 people, different ages, all with Carson Bench jerseys and buttons. Come to find out, it was his family. He had a whole entourage there at the game. So could you imagine, you're this kid, opening day, you make the roster. It's not like, you were a shoo-in. You fought your way to get into that roster. You get to start, and then you hit a home run in front of your friends and family. Oh, man.
It's funny, though, because a lot of people think that if Talkman never got hurt, then Bench would have never made the roster. They
Do you
were saying
really think
Michael
that?
Well, he did. You know, he was performing well in spring training. So,
But you don't think they both make the roster? I mean,
guess maybe,
because you think
yes.
Young? Because I don't think Jacob Young would have been on the roster if Tuckman didn't get hurt.
I mean, I can see that. Yes, I can see that. Yeah, they both want to make the roster, but then again,
Now, who would have started is a
yes,
different question.
Exactly. So I still think would have been benched because he has a better arm. So
No, listen, you'd love to see. I mean, you watch this kid and like, what's great is and how the Mets set it up is like, look, there's so much star power, firepower on that team. You've got veterans on there where, he's a first round pick, but the pressure's not there. He's in the bottom of the lineup. Just do what you've been continuing to do in spring training, and then. I mean, him and Alvy at the end of oh my goodness,
8 and 9 hitters. When was the last time we seen that production from 8 and 9 hitters on the Mets team?
Well, let's see. Well, there was Ray Ordonez. There was
God,
Luis Lopez. What other number? Well, there were 9. That was when back when pitchers were batting. So there were the 8 hitters.
Now it's nice to see Alvarez get a big hit. Also, well, not a big hit, but because the Mets did have like I think a 4 or 5 run lead when he did get the hit. But
Yeah.
Still, it was nice to see him hit the home run. It was good to see.
Well, it was also the at
I think
bats.
he had hurt his hand during the offseason, so
Yeah.
it was nice to see him get a nice little big hit for the Mets at that point. So
Well, the at bats were also like you looked at like almost every at bat. Listen, the Luis Robert at bat in the first inning, I think was the
nice.
turning point of that whole first
Yes.
inning. And you just, there was a stat that I read up where they saw 192 pitches in this game, and they only batted for 8 innings. They saw 192 pitches, which was more pitches than they've seen in any game last season.
24 more pitches, I think they were.
And
saying.
that's
Yes,
crazy.
yes.
In only 8 innings, which
Yes.
means that, and they were talking about it. And one of the things they approached with Luis Robert and a few other players is that it's taking that approach of wait for your pitch, don't go chasing. I mean, listen, and listen, there's no way to know this answer, but if this was Alonso in that lineup, if this was like, how many of these would have been strikeouts and the streak would have,
Who knows, man? Who knows? But it was nice to see.
And the other big thing also, they scored 5 runs in the first inning. Last year, that would have been it. The next 8 innings, they don't score anything.
This is what I'm saying. And also, it was nice to see Peralta after he got the lead. He shut down the Pirates the next inning. So it was good to see him rebound after that first inning. He did struggle somewhat. It wasn't his best game, but of course, this opening day jitters, new team, whatever, trying to impress. But he held his own.
And Brandon Lowe killed him.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
Brandon
guy,
Lowe was just
he
like,
smoked him.
he
He
2
smoked
home
him.
run. I was playing the show, and his card is like all on fire. I'm playing one-on-one against people, and they got Brandon Lowe. And dude, seriously, they've hit like 5 home runs off of me. It's like crazy. You can't pitch to the
that
guy in the
guy's
game
on
right
pace-
now.
He's on pace to hit like 324 home runs.
It's
insane.
ridiculous, but
Ridiculous, yeah.
no, listen, the Mets. It's 1-0 tomorrow. They go back out for game 2, but
David Peterson.
yeah, I stay with Pete. Which listen, and I like that because again, it's the same thing. Not putting too much pressure. I'm glad that they put McClain to the number 3 spot. Not much pressure, middle of the rotation. So listen, continue building on what you did last year. But the expectation is not for you to go out there and win 20 games. It's just for you to just keep
Just
building.
be yourself. Don't try to overdo it. Don't try to like throw 100 miles per hour every single pitch because you're gonna blow your arm out. Just pitch your game, be yourself, and that's it. And let your teammates back you up. Let the offense do what they do. Make the other pitcher work. Take pitches. Even Lindo yesterday, he didn't have no hit, but he had 3 walks and 3 runs.
Yeah.
That was quality at bats he had there. So.
Well, 100%. Listen, you make after the first 3 batters, he was already almost I got 16 pitches.
Yeah.
And listen, you think about through lineups when you go through our baseball that you're gonna have to go through Lindor, Soto, and Bichette, 1 through 3. And I'm telling you, I think Polanco's gonna have a monster. Polanco, good year, and I think Beatty having a monster year.
If Alvarez has a nice year, start to his season, he's not going to be batting 9th for long, so they're going to move him up. So,
but it's great.
It was nice to see. I think the odd man out might be just Vientos.
Well, yeah, I mean,
DH. Even again, depending on how this guy does, if Beatty does get opportunities against lefties, then Vientos is totally eliminated from even the
Well, I think
any contribution to the team.
I think they were probably trying to trade Vientos in the offseason, not in the offseason, but in spring training, like trying to put him out there.
Yeah.
And he just had a horrific spring training.
Yeah, even he had a trouble with WBC also. He was
it's just
Nicaragua, whatever he was playing with. What was his team?
Venezuela. No, not Venezuela. Venezuela won.
Yeah,
No, it might have been Nicaragua. Yeah,
I don't know.
Listen, it's interesting with him, and he's shown bouts of this in the minor league system too. Like he'll go on stretches, right, and then all of a sudden he can tear it up. But because Mauricio's the guy, honestly, that's in the wings, who's a switch hitter, who when does it get to a point where they give him the shot up here?
Yeah, but we did see, like I said, Vientos come up clutch in the postseason for the Mets against the Phillies and against the Dodgers. But after that, he just hasn't really done much for the Mets. So let's see what happens.
Well, yeah, because it's it's the whole thing of like you start hitting and then all of a sudden they get the book on you and then they start doing listen the off speed pitching. Like if you can't hit that, you're not gonna have much of a career out there. So listen, it's what's great with the Mets is that because of that though they're not hurting because of the amount of talent on this team and the stuff guys waiting in the wings. Where it's like listen, if Vientos doesn't pan out, it's not gonna be the end all for the Mets. So.
Not.
It's
and it's nice that it's one game. You don't want to get too crazy about this.
Mr. Optimistic, I'm like forget about it. We're going to the playoffs.
Of course, every day, forget about it. I gotta calm this down. Every day, same stuff with this guy. But like I said, it's just nice to see a team take professional at bats. Every single hitter take professional at bats, 1 through 9. Make the pitcher work. Make him throw the pitch that you want to hit, not the pitch that he wants to get you out on. And like I said, man, the Mets have a deep lineup, so hopefully this continues.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, me and my wife were watching the game yesterday, and I've been giddy all preseason.
Yes,
and
you always
I am. But it was the reason why because listen, watching them play, it was watching. I want to see good situational hitting.
Yes.
I want to see good defense.
Yes.
Listen, even times when they've missed stuff, like when Bichette, the bad throw, but Polanco. Athletic enough to go ahead, catch the ball, still apply a tag. Or like the time the shot that hit him, and it hit him. He knocked it down. He was able to get up and recover quickly. Listen, for me, and I'm not trying to hate on Alonso, but that was a big difference. Alonso, if once he messed up on the ball, that's it. There was no play. Yeah. Because he didn't have that quick recovery.
But even the defense by Polanco and Bichette, Bichette had a little errant throw, but still it wasn't even that crazy of a throw. Polanco still got the guy out at first base, but I thought they played pretty well defensively.
And the speed.
Yes.
When Beatty hit that triple,
yeah.
So watching it, all you see is Polanco running, and so, in my head I was cracking up because you had Robert right behind him, and I was like, corre, Jorge, like run, because he was right behind him. It was crazy.
Now they were mentioning with Benj in the outfield. I don't know because I didn't really see. I'd seen the first home run that Lowe hit.
Yeah. It looked like he almost had it.
But they were saying that his route to those hits, those home runs, were like kind of awkward or like I didn't really notice that.
Yeah.
But I just found it funny how people were saying that his route to the ball was kind of like a little bit like what are you doing here?
So here's my thing. I mean, like I think that sometimes people just want to nitpick on things. I mean, from what we've seen in preseason, I mean the guy can play defense,
yes.
Like you look at that outfield now with the speed and like it's going to be. I mean, Soto's the slowest guy in the outfield right now, and even then I think
Soto, I forgot what inning it was. I forgot who hit the ball.
Yeah.
He cut it off.
Yeah.
But his speed, if he would not cut that off, it would have been either double or triple.
I know exactly what Payne's talking about. And they threw a ball.
Yes.
And they threw
Yes. And there was only a single.
Soto is deceptively athletic out there. It's very weird, and I don't know because of his size or his build, but like, no, listen, it was a fun game to watch.
Now you mentioned Soto.
Yeah.
Do you see the introduction, the team introduction with the?
So it's funny. I didn't see that. My wife actually, so I'm watching, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, man, they didn't really like. She was looking at Soto, and it's like he had all these handshakes with everybody, but with Lindor, it was just a quick dab.
Yes.
So, like, I mean, listen, we're not in the locker room, so we have no idea. And I don't want to speculate. But is that odd that he doesn't have a special handshake with Lindor? Where he does, even Benj, he had a special handshake.
Yes. Listen, maybe between them two, it just might be, like, professional. When it comes to, like, handshaking, whatever, they might deem that as being a little bit, I guess, over the top when it comes to teammates who have been in the league for so long, veteran teammates. Mm-hmm. Who have specific handshakes. Like, okay, if we're close, then yes, maybe. But if we're not close, and we're two superstar players on the same team, then let's just keep it professional between us. We might not see eye to eye, but you know what? Let's not make it seem like we don't dislike that we don't dislike each other.
So I don't know. So like I don't want to jump to that gun that they don't like each other. Listen, there was some discontent last year in the locker room.
Yes, and that was mainly due because they were saying that could be because of Lindor, because maybe Lindor, the whole captaincy talk about all these articles and reporters saying that Lindor's gonna get the C, and you know what? I guess he was hearing all that. He felt a little bit big, and what happened? The owner came out and said, Nobody. I am naming nobody the captain.
So you think he pulled like a parent thing, like a dad, like okay, that's it.
It could be one of those situations where he probably.
No one's going. We're not gonna go anywhere. We keep on with the
And
fighting.
then you got to remember this guy. When they did ask Mr. Soto about the captain of the team, he did mention Marte.
Marte, he did.
More
Yes.
so than he didn't even mention Lindor.
Yeah, listen,
So there might be. Look, I don't think I think there's some internal stuff going on with the Mets. Hopefully, it doesn't get out to the point where it's going to be a huge distraction. I mean, there always is because the media is always going to hype stuff up. Every little thing they see in the clubhouse, they're going to blow it up like it's bigger than it is.
So I'm gonna say, could it be
Mhm.
us growing up? Now we've been boys for many years.
Yes, we have.
Grew up in Bushwick
Yes,
together.
we did.
Is it because Soto's Dominican and he's Puerto Rican? Could it be a Dominican Puerto Rican thing?
No, reciprocones? I don't know.
Come on, but no, no, but dude,
I don't know.
no, but it's weird because it's just like, listen, it also could be that, listen, Lindor is very, like you said, that professional. He's also the elder statesman. He's the older guy there. People forget Soto's still a young kid, even though he's been in the league a few
26,
years.
27 Soto.
So I don't know. Maybe they do take each other. Maybe they take themselves differently.
Maybe Lindor feels, listen, this guy's a legitimate top 3 player in the league. I don't think I'm up there yet. Or I don't think
I don't think he's ever going to be up there. Yeah, I don't think he'll.
That's what I'm saying,
ever
though. So it's like one of those situations where maybe Lindor feels like, you know what? This guy is bigger than me, bro. He's better than me.
You see, but I don't get that
And
either
his
because
ego might be like, you know what? I can't let that happen.
But listen, I could be wrong. And listen,
I was here
again,
first,
I don't,
like I was
I
here
don't,
first.
I don't know them, so I can't say whatever. So like, this is all speculation. But Lindor doesn't come across as a guy that has an ego like that. Like, it's actually like, I know he always wanted to be the one to like, be the rah rah from day one. And like, listen, he kind of turned some people off. And listen, I think he had his big signature Met moment when he hit the grand slam against Philly.
Yes.
That said, listen, they don't have to like each other. I mean, listen, the '86 Mets, you hear stories about. But, I think as long as they keep winning, it's not much of an issue.
That's it, man. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
You keep on winning, and all this talk about internal dysfunction between the two superstars of the team. Yeah, that goes away.
I mean, listen, I remember the same thing when Soto became a free agent, and they would try and pin the same thing with him and Judge. Like, Judge doesn't have his phone number, and they don't really talk. Like, so I think sometimes also the media likes to just build stuff up just to get something to talk about.
They gotta sell these newspapers, bro. I guess so. Or you gotta subscribe or pay $1, $2 on the internet.
Even though the Athletic, listen, I do subscribe for the Athletic. I like the Athletics article. Like if I'm gonna read ND Sports Athletics, Athletic
anything that's behind a paywall.
No,
I'm
not
out.
So, one other thing we'll talk about the Mets, and that's Gary, Keith, and Ron.
Yes. I understand a lot of fans. A lot
Listen,
of fans.
but-
I would say 99.9%, except for me, the 1%, of Met fans were not happy about, that they were not calling the opening day game for the Mets.
Well, think about it. Could you? Because honestly, again, me and my wife were talking about it. Like, how great would it have been to we were almost trying to predict what they would have said when watching that game, because one, it would have been almost everything that Keith wanted, both good and bad. I mean, could you imagine what he would have said about O'Neal Cruz being out there dropping those balls? Ronnie saying, hey, you need to help your pitcher there, you need to make that catch, you need to end that inning, you see he's laboring, and to see the home run ball, to hear that call from Gary. Seeing Benja's first home run call, it's stuff like that where, yes, this is why I think it's very important that they should be doing every game for the Mets. And listen, I know they can't, but then at least the most pivotal ones, opening day, playoffs. And I don't understand why MLB can't do it. Listen, the networks can still show it. Pay the freaking people the money, and you use their people.
It was on regular NBC.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, NBC wants to video it, that's fine, but still use the announcers there. And I just think that it was a missed opportunity by MLB.
They have their own announcers, these networks, so
they're garbage.
Wait, listen, it is what it is. Now, this is what I would say, right? If it's possible, if Ron, Keith, Gary could have joined Howie Rose in the radio booth.
I think there'll be a lot of people in the radio.
Listen.
Well, I can't see Keith and Ron doing the radio. Did you see that? Well, no, it's the radio. I can see. Well, Gary used to do the radio.
Yeah, but these guys do games from home, and the Mets might be they might be in the West Coast, so they're not there live and in living color when they're calling these games.
I get it. I think Howie Rose with the radio, you leave that as is. I'm just saying for the TV aspect.
Met fans were bent out of shape that Keith, Gary, and Ron were not calling the game. then they should have just tuned into the radio.
No, I get that. I'm just saying it would have been. I would have loved to hear them with this game because there were so many positive things for the Mets. There were so many things to dissect. I think this would have been a great broadcast for them, where they really would have touched on a lot of things. Listen, a lot of what David Stearns was trying to change in the offseason is very weird. Like Game 1 kind of showed the
Well, yeah,
vision of
I'm-
what he's
I'm-
trying to do, and I think they would have
He
touched it.
gave himself a pat on the back. 'Cause this is my vision. This is my vision here. You know, deep lineup, guys. You know, making the pitcher work.
Yeah.
And getting hits.
Tobias Myers, the throw in the Peralta trade,
Yes,
goes
Tobias
3
Myers,
innings, gives
yeah.
up 1 run.
Yeah.
Like, so you save the bullpen where you go, and then you have a day off, so your bullpen
Yeah.
is completely fresh,
Yes.
knowing that your starters may not go. And listen, you look at the way this team is constructed, man. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm trying to not get way too excited because every single offseason I always get excited to for the start of the season, but I'm trying not to get too excited here because, like I said, it's only Game 1, so let's see what happens. Like you said, the Met fans, we do tend to talk, pump out chest, whatever.
That's right. Playoff bound, baby. Listen, we are
the season
undefeated.
starts and
We're
then-
undefeated. We're in first place right now.
We're 1-0.
Yes.
Calm down.
Right now, St. John's is actually playing Duke right now. Do you know what's going on
Let's
right
see
now?
what's going on
By the
here.
time you see this, the game will probably over. The outcome will already have happened. I know St. John's was up by 1 at the half.
Yeah, they.
How's your March Madness going? How did your bracket? How's your bracket doing right
I
now?
was doing well for I would say 2 weeks. I was actually number 1 and number 2. But then my guys that I had going deep, like BYU, I had BYU going to the Final Four. They got eliminated early.
Huh?
I had a few other teams going. I had Florida going they got eliminated early. So that killed me. That hurt my chances.
I got cute.
Wow, St. John's 14:30 left in the second. They're up by 10.
Holy wow.
55 to
Could
45.
dude? Could we see a St. John UConn? Oh, if that'll be the next matchup, right? They go to the Elite Eight. Would it be UConn versus
If
St.
I'm not
John?
mistaken, yes.
Yeah, that is
If I'm not
crazy.
mistaken, yes.
So I had Houston going. I don't know why I got cute because Arizona looks like they're gonna run away with this thing the way they've been playing, and I got cute and I picked Houston because I was like, you know what, they're due to finally win it, and that was wrong. They didn't make it past the Sweet
Houston, for whatever
16,
reason, they have a lot of talent every single year, but
and they just can't get over the hump.
They just can't. I mean, maybe they might feel a little bit. They might be feeding themselves a bit too much.
Well,
Pause.
Well, I'm out of it. I'm out of that one. Yeah, I'm
I
nowhere
still
near
have
the
a shot,
top
but
right
I
now.
don't think I'm gonna win it though. Even if St. John's or Duke, I don't think I'm gonna win it.
Well, if St. John's win, you just win. I think you're the only person that picked St. John's to win. The other person I think is like in the bottom.
You're right.
Yeah, so I think if St. John's wins, you win the whole thing
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
right.
like 320 points.
No, because I had thought somebody else had picked St. John's, but you might be right about that. Yeah.
So before I go ahead and open up the cards, and today I'm going to open up another box of Topps Pristine 2025 cards. Let's talk about the Giants draft options. So the draft is a month away,
Yeah.
and listen, there's been so much speculation on who the Giants are going to pick
Yeah.
up. Who do you think? What's your gut telling you?
I don't know, man, because you hear a lot of the stories about, first it was Jeremiah Love or Cornell Tate, Jeremiah Love, and then because this guy loves the running backs, who has breakaway speed, and I guess he figures that Scatterboo and Tracy don't really have that type of speed that he's looking for. But it was interesting because I think it was yesterday, John Harbaugh, he actually showed up at the pro day for the Ohio State players, which is I think that was the first time he's ever actually been to a pro day of any specific player. So, and they showed him talking to every single player that the Giants are linked to, which is
Well, they have like 5 players projected to go like in the top 10 or 11, right?
Caleb
Yeah.
Downs, the safety Caleb Downs, receiver Cornell Tate, the linebackers R.L. Reese and Sonny Styles. So listen, it's interesting that he actually showed up and he spoke to every single player that's linked to the Giants. So that tells me that they're gonna pick an Ohio State player, whether it's like I said, Reese, Styles.
So
Tate,
is it
or
that?
Downs.
Is it that? Or is it just show? So if somebody wants one of those players, they're going to trade with the Giants. Because I really think what they want to do is get more draft capital and trade down. And they're just going to see if someone wants to come up to take that slot.
I would have said it's like all show, but like I said, this is his first time. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but I think this is his first time ever going to a pro day.
100%.
So
The new GM.
That shows
The new GM of the Giants.
no, it was him.
And
It
Shane
was Shane. And it was Mara, the son.
Listen, it's
So
the Giants have a lot of options here. I actually just in one of my fantasy leagues. You tell me, it's a dynasty league, and I actually have a monster squad. Where I'm weak is second quarterback. It's a 2-quarterback league. I had Love, and I had Drake May.
Okay.
I have 2 first-round picks in 27. I traded Love and a 27 first-rounder for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
Because now I'm gonna have Dart and I'm gonna have May as my 2 starting quarterbacks.
No.
And it's a league where touchdowns are only 4 points for passing, 6 points for rushing, or 3 points for passing, 6 points for rushing.
Yeah, he's an athlete, so he's gonna get a lot of rushing yards
Exactly.
anyway, and rushing TDs also. Now, did you get any draft capital, or was it just like?
Well, no, I didn't think. No, it was a 2-for-1 because I had another first rounder for next year.
Okay.
And my thing is, Love, fantasy wise, doesn't put up a lot of points. Like he was ranked like 16, 17.
He's like lukewarm.
Yeah,
I have him in a
but-
few leagues, depending on the scoring format, the scoring system.
Yeah, he
those
does get
leagues. He does tend to get hot when this guy comes back, though. When
Yeah, but
Christian
Dart was
Watson.
top 10 and he didn't play a full season. Like Dart puts up
Yeah,
numbers,
but Darwin
man.
had a lot of rushing yards, TDs also.
And then imagine now that he's gonna have freaking Neighbors back,
Yes.
and then God knows
Listen,
what.
I'm just knocking on wood that these guys stay healthy because they can actually have a nice, productive season for the Giants.
Oh, I said, they talked about the Giants last year. There was a stat I was listening to ESPN Radio, DiPietro and Rothberg,
Okay.
and they were talking about the stat about teams last year, how many minutes they led in the game, right? All 32 teams. The Jets were at the bottom, which it was like crazy bad. They rarely led. The Giants were like in the top 6. The top 6 of leading in the game, which goes to show you how many games they blew in the freaking fourth quarter. And if you think about it, and I go back to coaching, if they had a good coach, the Giants easily last year would have been a playoff team with a better coach making better decisions. So that's why I'm very
yes,
excited
I
this
see
year
that.
with Harbaugh, who is a great coach, who's going those little things like special teams, actually have a field goal kicker who can kick field goal. I'm excited. Like I feel the Giants are going to make a run for the division this year. I think it's between them and Philly. And for Philly, it depends on their coordinators.
I mean,
Because another new coordinator. Like, this is the 4th coordinator for Jalen Hurts.
I see
the
a
past
lot of
4
people
years.
saying that like they could see the Giants going for the division title this year, but I think that's a bit of a huge leap compared to what they've been the last few years. Yes, they have a great head coach, so maybe that might have been the difference, but at the end of the day, you still have to perform on the field, and the defense was very bad for the Giants last year.
Yeah, but you don't think Shane Bowens gets a big reason why?
No, yes, but
I mean, when they had Martindale, which I think they had less talent and they performed better.
no,
I mean, Bowens was bad.
Yeah, but this Martindale was he blitzed a lot, so the Giants did come with a lot of pressure.
Because you utilize utilize their
Of course.
strengths.
What I'm saying is, though, they still need another cornerback.
But you just put my thing, right? You've got a coordinator who came in who was trying to play back when he had no freaking secondary.
No, I understand.
And you had freaking all these guys that could rush the quarterback and you're not blitzing. It made no sense.
Yeah, it did make
Bowens
sense.
was just
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah. And then when they brought in the other guy, the replacement, part-time,
it just wasn't.
Also,
Like I said, the Giants, I'm very excited. But yeah, I'm never optimistic.
score update.
What is it?
11:46 remaining in the second half. St. John's 57, Duke 54.
Oh, wow. They went from 10 to 3 real quick.
Crazy, right?
All right, while we're at it, we're going to go ahead, open up Topps Pristine. This is going to be, let's see what we get up in this piece. You were right, by the way. Carlos Carrera is with the Houston Astros. You got to trade it back to them
That's crazy.
last year. I know, I saw that. I was like, oh, man, he was right. So my apologies, my man. You were right. All right, so here we go. We've got the packs here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on so we can get a little vision here. There you go. You're still going to open up the cards here so everyone can get a nice clear vision of what's going on here. I'm going to open it up. All right, first card up we have Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks.
Wow. Ernie Banks, what is this? 11 out of 199. Chicago Cubs. Ernie. You know what I got in auction the other day? 8 graded 8 Roberto Clemente card, 1964.
Boricua.
Let's see what we have over here. Oh, the one that got away.
Pete
Crow Armstrong, the one that got away.
Unbelievable.
Robert Hassel. Oh, that's an orange refractor. 12 out of
Yeah,
50.
he hasn't
Rookie
even came
card.
up yet. He's with the
Yeah. Washington Nationals, right?
yes, and you got it when he's with the
Yeah, it's his rookie card, 12 out of 50.
with the Padres, right?
All right, so let's see over here. Ben Williamson. Ryan McMahon. By the way, did you see the game by McGonigal?
Yeah.
4
What
for
about-
5,
what about
bro.
Delauder?
Oh, my
Delauder,
goodness.
the top prospect for the Indians.
Yes.
He had 2 home runs yesterday.
Seth Lugo. Luis Castillo. Aaron Judge.
Mr. Regular Season.
There you go. Aaron Judge. Listen, I'm about to put that thing in the thing because
That's another big
his cards all of a sudden are starting to like
Big-
skyrocket.
That's Mr. Regular
When
Season
when
right there.
when did that happen?
That's
When
where,
did Aaron...
that's where he does all his damage in the regular season.
Here we go.
No
It's true.
shade, no
No.
shade, Yankee fans, no shade.
Here we go. What do we got over here? Signature card. This is... Dude, didn't I get his card last time?
Who's this?
Yakonski Noel. What the heck? I got his card again. I don't know if it was the same exact card, but the auto I got the last time.
Send him back there.
Like, what the heck? He better be something they could get value. If not, it's just the
No,
same
there he
card.
is.
There we go. Zach Neto. Christian Yelich.
Oh, his back
Christian
heel.
Yelich,
Back-
yeah.
his back
He
heel.
was a guy who, man,
Yeah, he was on that.
I wanted him. When I was with the Mets, I wanted him. When he went to Milwaukee,
Well,
I
I
was
think
so
that was
pissed.
his first big trade, wasn't it? Stearns, when he was with the Milwaukee.
I think so.
That was
Yeah.
his first big trade, yeah. Or was it
Well, there was also this guy
was
who...
it the kid from the Royals? The center fielder, I think he got the center fielder from the Royals.
No, just Jermaine Dye. I was
No,
thinking
the
aging
other
myself.
guy's name.
Chandler Simpson, Corbin Burns. I go Brooks Baldwin, Ryan McMahon again, Christian Campbell, rookie card.
Yo, he's with the Braves. They traded him to the Red Sox.
Right, the Braves finally played today their first game.
Yeah, I showed you, right? When this guy was walking into the stadium.
No, oh yes,
Ronald Acuna walking into the stadium in the afternoon.
with
He had on a Dominican jersey. It was Juan Soto's jersey.
Juan Soto's jersey. Was he trying to say something? He wants to get traded. Okay, what we have here? Jack Leiter, dude. I feel like the same 2 people we got the last time. This is deja vu.
Send it to Al.
Dude, what the heck is this? The same 2 autos. Pristine. Listen, you guys, you be better, man.
Send it back.
You sent me the exact same 2 people autograph. I can't even open the cards over here. Ernie Banks again. You already gave me Ernie Banks and Tosca Hernandez. Okay, not very happy with this case. This was a case that I had, and 2 boxes had the same exact autos.
Duplicates.
Dude, that happens sometimes with the Topps Chrome. The same exact cards.
You
Now
guys
listen,
an email complaining
if
about
you
that.
give me Otani and double it, I'll be okay with that because his stuff goes
That's
also.
gonna sell regardless.
Oh, there we go. We got Yamamoto,
That's good. Big money.
Leo Jimenez, Paul Skeens,
Big money.
hey,
That's your son Jordan.
Tom Seaver, and Clayton Kershaw.
He retired already.
Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Famer?
I think he is.
I think so
Japanese
also.
18.
The ERA, it is like his career ERA like 2.5 something. Ryan McMahon, again, the 3rd time I've gotten Ryan McMahon in this box. This is, you know what? I'm about to call this box right here. Oh, we got another auto. Oh, this one. Auto, Byron Buxton. That's actually a nice one. Auto
Yes.
with the relic jersey. Game used jersey,
Nice.
auto. 72 out of 99. That's actually a pretty decent card.
If those injuries go away, he might be, he might be onto something because he's a very good player.
He's nasty in
He's
the
a
freaking,
5'2" player. He's 5'2".
he's nasty in the show.
Yeah.
He's got the speed, the pop.
He's a 5'2" player.
Ryan McMahon for the 4th time. Ryan McMahon, the Yankee. Cal Ripken Jr., Mookie Betts, Vinny Pasquantino, and Ronald
Ronald
Acuna Jr.,
Acuna.
the future Met.
You never know. Might be true.
Listen, remember when Soto a few years ago posted that?
Yes.
It happened. A few years ago, he posted on social media. Yeah,
Of City Field.
exactly. This is Christian Walker. Is that going to turn out to be a bad contract that Houston gave him?
Nah, he's okay. He's quality first base.
He was hurt last year.
Yeah, but he's okay.
Look at you being positive. He's okay. He's all right.
He's okay. Nothing special, but he's okay.
Christian Campbell again, and then we have C.J. Abrams. Do you think he's a bust?
Nah, I think he's good. He's just not the player that everybody thought he was going to be, though.
So is it a developmental thing? Because Washington really didn't have many guys that really
You know who's terrible this year, bro?
who?
The center fielder or the left fielder that they also got in the trade from with San Diego.
Look at that card right there.
Who's this?
That's Mr. Juan Soto.
That's Soto. That's right here, Soto.
Visionary right there. And then over here we have Agustin Ramirez, Corey Seager, Chase Petty. There was rumor that the Yankees might go after Corey Seager this year in the offseason.
A lot of teams want him, but he's still making big money, so they still have that contract.
Didn't he sign a similar contract to Simeon, right?
Similar to Lindor, though. He got making big money still.
Jazz Chisholm. Chisholm. So, like I said, I got the same auto. So, it wasn't, I mean, the only difference was the Buxton one. That was a good auto. But outside of that, Strider, Jung Hoo Lee. All right. So, the Mets, what do you think this weekend? Do they split?
Listen,
do they sweep?
I'm going for a sweep. Hopefully they sweep. You know, like I said, if the offense duplicates what they did in the first game, I mean, they might go undefeated this year. Who knows? Of course, I'm exaggerating, but no. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they continue to make these pitches work, take long at bats, and come through in close situations. Man, that's all we asking for.
That's what I want to say.
Don't have to hit a home run every single at bat. Just come up. Even like what that 5-run inning. Yeah, I understand this guy contributed to it, or O'Neill Cruz, but look at the hits though.
Yeah.
The only hard hit was Beatty.
Yeah.
You look at Polanco's hit.
The dribbler? That's
yes.
a no.
And also, I think later on during the game, it was the same thing with Robert.
Yeah.
Robert,
You love calling him Robert.
Yes, Robert. Yeah, it was
so
Robert.
I heard that thing they call him. It's what is it? It's that was it Lubob? I was listening on the radio. Apparently, listen, it was Carton. I don't know if he was being speaking nonsense. Lubob, because Lewis Roberts, so they call him Lubob. I don't know if that's true or not. But what do you think that nickname, Lubob? No, not feeling it. All right.
He actually had. I was listening to before I came over here. He had the guy who had the heart attack.
Yeah.
I think it was section 122. I think it was. He had him on the radio station. He had the nurse.
Well, share the thing, but the guy with the heart attack.
It was insane. I mean, you were there.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that's what was happening, but. So I'm in section 16. I'm looking over and I see all this commotion on the third base side, and you see all these fans up, and all of a sudden you see paramedics with a stretcher. And we're like, what? Did someone get hit with a ball? I was like, no, we didn't see any ball go over there. Then spoken with you, and then tell me what you told me.
Yeah, it was actually an old individual. He was with his wife. He actually, I guess, went to cardiac arrest. He was on his chair sitting down. And his wife got up screaming and yelling, like asking for, paramedics, officers or whoever can like assist her, and trying to help her husband. And this lady went to get hot dog and a beer for her husband. They were there with their 6-month-old child. That was the first time they brought him to the game, and she was apparently a nurse. Mm-hmm. So they went to get her, but before she got there was already an individual who got up. He said he's not EMS and he's not a paramedic, but he knows CPR. So he started giving him chest compressions or whatever, and then somebody else joined in after I heard him on the radio saying the same thing, giving the same thing. They were thinking, going back and forth, and then when she arrived, she also told him, listen, you have to remove him from the chair, lay him down on the ground, and do this, start giving him CPR and all that stuff. And then all three of them got involved, and he started, he woke up, they set him down. That's when the police, the EMS came. They took him, escorted him, and then the guy, who apparently first, start giving him chest compressions. After the police, the EMS arrived, and they took him. He just went back to his seat. No fanfare, no hey you're here, none of that stuff. Watched the Mets win the game. After the game was over, he walked out like nothing ever happened. Insane.
That's crazy. So
this guy went to the game, saved somebody's life. Saved somebody's life. Insane. Like nothing happened.
And the Mets repaid him by winning.
Yes,
nice.
Hopefully he gets tickets for life.
I mean, listen. I mean, at least the recognition throughout the first pitch, something. But that's awesome.
I'm gonna show you the video, the clip of because they go more in depth of the people that were involved and all that stuff. Because security did a good job. Also, I think a police officer was there also because they have, of course.
Oh yeah, no, it was. Listen, it was a very whatever it was. It happened quickly.
Yes.
And but it's listen. I'm just glad that he's okay.
Yeah,
the guy's okay.
He's okay.
So that, I mean, that's awesome. Like,
yes, he
it's
was making I think actually they were saying that he was started making jokes or whatever because I think they heard the crowd going crazy, and it was because Soto got a hit. So he thought it was because of him. No, it's because Soto got a hit. What are you talking about? That was funny when the guy said that. I'm gonna show you the video in a little while before I leave.
Well, here's another episode down. I guess, we'll talk back after a few games. We can see how the Mets are doing. Maybe we'll come back next week after they get a week in to see, check the temperature of the team. But This is Juan.
Listen.
Artie, yes.
Hopefully, like I said, man, they just keep this momentum of this first game. It was a nice. Like I said, I haven't seen this type of production, 1 through 9, as far as quality at bats, as far as getting hits in clutch situations.
Is he being optimistic right now? Are you being
I'm
optimistic?
not going crazy.
Is he
I'm not
being
going crazy.
optimistic?
My glass is still a little bit.
Just a little bit. Got a little
Okay,
bit.
so I'm not going crazy, but like it was good to see, and of course it's the Pirates. Look, they tied it up, 65-65, 6:23 left remaining in the game.
All right, so I think we put an end on this, so we go watch the end of the game.
Yes.
Y'all all have a good week. Thank you for
Salute.
catching up with us and opening up. We will talk soon.
Take care. Bye.